I'm fascinated by this Jay Cutler show. Now, it's called Very Cavallari, his wife, Kristen Cavallari, and it's on the E! Network. But Jay Cutler, the former quarterback, I guess, he's not in there enough. Or maybe he's in there just enough that you don't get, your opinion doesn't change of him because he's a fascinating guy. And as I said, when I'm watching it, he takes great pride in having a personality that has no personality. But it's still interesting.
He complains about everything, but in a funny way. Like, he took his son to school. He goes, I got there 20 minutes early, and I still had to wait in line to drop him off. And then she asked him what he did this morning. He goes, I watched deer videos.
Well, he was like live
cameras, like deer blinds.
Yes,
yeah.
Yes. So
that was his morning.
You're living vicariously through guys who are out in the wilderness there.
He has a baseball hat on backwards.
Oh, yeah.
Almost exclusively.
But he had a vest on in Nashville. I don't know. Maybe it was winter when they were shooting us. Yes.
I feel like it's one of those moments where you're like, Jay Cutler's just like me. Like, I totally related to everything. Like, just all of this stupid stuff that really gets under your skin, even though it's not a big deal. And then you waste all of your time. Like, I just want to watch these animal videos on the internet. Leave me alone. Like, I've totally done exactly that.
Yeah, Paul.
One of his wife's coworkers comes over, and she parks on the lawn because there's not a lot of room on the driveway. He gets upset. You can't really see the upsetness in his face because he has no real emotion on his face. But he goes out and buys traffic cones from like Home Depot and puts them on the lawn. Like, that was his day. That was at 24 hours.
He's fascinating to watch. I can't imagine when she started dating him that if he had that personality, maybe he was busy back then, when you're watching him and he'll just stare, because she even says, as his wife goes, I got some girlfriends coming over. Now be nice. And then he doesn't even say hi. And then he just stares. And then I think he says, I'm more about buys than highs.
Aren't you fascinated to see him as an NFL analyst now?
But are you, okay.
Fascinated.
Are you more interested in him as an analyst after seeing this than you were before? Because I am. I just don't know if he would sound that apathetic when it comes to a game. Don't you think it would get to the point where the game is out of reach or something, and he would just not be interested or just not say anything? But I would be more curious about this now than I was before. Yes.
See, I feel like he might be a little quirky for your typical NFL coverage, but there's probably a different avenue for him within that. Like, if he's used the right way, I think he would be great. But if you're asking Jay Cutler to be sort of like, oh, you just step in and be like Troy Aikman or Tony Romo or something, I don't know that it would work like that.
Like, if Romo took a bunch of melatonin right before the game, that's Jay Cutler.
Well, I don't know what his insights are with the football game. I don't know how he would deliver that, where you'd go, okay, like Romo, we know what we're getting. He's the guy who sits with you at home and then yells out what he thinks the play is going to be. They're going to run it. Okay, that's the guy who sits next to you at the bar. They're going to pass it. They're going to pass it. And then he goes back to Pat, Yeah, Fritzy.
But that's his niche. Not everybody can be Dick Vitale and be the screaming, yelling, predicting what's going to happen guy. Maybe it's time for that, aloof kind of dry humor guy that kind of gets in his little quiet one-liners.
Yeah, but you have to be willing to accept it. And that's, not everybody wants that. Somebody will just say, God, does the guy care about being there? Is he excited? Does he love football? See, I don't think Jay loves football. And therefore, if you put him in there with the pressure, he would be down on the depth chart. I'd have him like the fourth or fifth game. I wouldn't throw him in there. That's why what Romo did was even more amazing, because Tony came in with Jim Nantz and, threw him into the Phil Simms role. And, granted, people were probably excited to have Phil replaced because it felt like he was a piñata for a lot of people. But Tony went in there and then all of a sudden gave us a different viewpoint that we had never had before. Yeah, Paul.
But at some point, Fox must have tested him out or gave him a run-through, and they said, we're going to spend a bunch of money on this guy. Now, he went to Dolphins last year, but he was set to be the number 2 analyst or number 1 analyst.
Yeah. I don't know how he sounded. I heard great things about Romo's audition. I didn't hear anything about Jay Cutler's audition. And, I have friends at Fox, but I was trying to find out exactly, like what did Jay do where people go, oh my God, we got to have him here. And, it might have been just, we're going to get a younger guy just out of the game and we're going to throw him in there. And, maybe he's a smart guy.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV or download the Dan Patrick Show app.